welcome to another episode of Going Solo, the weekly podcast for solopreneurs who want to make life and business work for them and not the other way around. I'm Knight Dutkewich, corporate dropout turned business coach, and someone who learned the extremely hard way what it actually takes to run a successful solo coaching business. Each week, I break down the real strategies, the mindset shifts, and yes, just a little bit of woo-woo to help you build a profitable business on your terms. Because it is not the market, it is not the algorithm, it is not your toxic ex-boss. It is what is going on between your two ears. So before we get into it, I just want to say a massive thank you. I have been getting the loveliest messages from solopreneurs and coaches telling me how much this podcast is making them feel seen and like they're not the only one and they are not going insane, and it's helping them. So if that was you, thank you. I see you, I appreciate you. And if you want to help more people find it, please like, subscribe, leave a fabulous review, or share it with somebody who needs to hear this. Okay, so one of the biggest questions I get asked in March 2025 is the coaching industry saturated? Like, there's a lot of fear, because there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment, and there's a lot of fear out there that people are either, they've been coaching for a while, or they want to get into it, and they're worried about can they still make money as a coach using platforms such as LinkedIn. So here's the thing. No, it's not saturated. And it is noisy. It's really, really noisy. And the good news, most of that noise has the client attraction ability of kind of nails down a chalkboard. It's dreadful. There are a lot of terrible coaches out there with terrible messaging. And yes, it is noisy, but for people who know what they are doing, then that is that you're able to help people solve problems that you used to have. There is an enormous market. So you're smart. If you're listening to this, you're smart, you're ambitious. So let me help you get some real strategies. But no, it is not saturated. It is just noisy. There is a bigger opportunity than ever, in my opinion. So if you're doing it right, from the second you start your coaching business to kind of the 6-month point, you should be hitting if this is a goal of yours, you should be hitting consistent 5k within 6 months. And next week, on Wednesday the 2nd of April, I am hosting a completely free masterclass where I'm giving away the exact strategy that you need to hit those 5k months from scratch to 6 months. It's the same strategy that I teach my clients to make consistent 10k months and beyond. So wherever you're listening to this, the details are in the comments. Okay, so today's episode, I switched it up a little bit, and it's actually selected by you guys. So today's episode was chosen by you. I gave 4 options, and the overwhelming consensus, more than 50% of the votes, went to this one, which is how to get more leads, shouldn't have been surprised, without cold DMing or cringe tactics. So let's get into it. So the truth about finding leads. So there is a big market, and people make a lot of money selling you the dream or the business model of finding leads for you. There are entire industries built around this. There are entire courses built around this. There are automation tools. There are plug and play strategies, all promising this kind of endless stream of high quality leads, just desperate to throw their credit card at you. And yet, most coaches and solopreneurs who invest in these systems find themselves not only back where they started without any viable leads, but they're also, to boot, frustrated, exhausted, and broker than ever, and really doubting themselves. And And so why is this? It's because the business model is broken, okay? Write this down. You don't find leads. You don't find leads. You create them. So you don't find leads, you create them. And is that the answer we all want? No. No. I spent years wanting to do nothing in my business other than show up and coach. It is my happy place. Group coaching is it's where I feel most alive. I didn't enjoy selling. I didn't enjoy DMing. I'm an introvert. I might have mentioned it. I didn't enjoy any of that stuff. I just wanted to show up in my business with a full calendar of people that I've paid and coach. It doesn't work like that. So you have to, and I had to, create leads. Okay, so leads don't just exist in the wild like they're some magic species waiting to be captured. They're not some kind of rare artifact buried in the jungle waiting for you to unearth them like Indiana Jones, my friends. You have to birth them. You have to do everything with a lead, from that twinkle in your eye to the third date to the deed. It's all on you. Okay, so you have to birth and create leads. So your ideal client is not sitting around hoping that today is the day that some random stranger that you've just connected with will DM them and say, you know, hey, first name, I see we're in the same space. No. That is not how this works. Please tell half of the internet. So leads are created, leads are birthed when people, again, this is why I hate the word prospects, not a big fan of the word leads, people, when people recognise they have a problem. Okay, so there's a reason that the first step in programs like Alcoholics Anonymous is I have a problem. It is their first step to doing anything about it. So leads are created when people recognise they have the problem. I spoke about this one last week, but they want to solve their problem. Really important. Not everybody wants to solve their problem. Nothing will get you doubting your ability as a coach and salesperson more than working with somebody who doesn't really want to solve their problem or isn't prepared to do what it takes. And those two things are the same in my book. So it's not enough that you want to solve the problem, you have to be prepared to do what it takes. That cost is usually negative emotion. It's usually getting past fear, frustration, anger, jealousy, self-doubt. It's a whole bingo card of rubbish emotions. And to do that, you're going to need courage, tenacity, perseverance, obligation. And you really have to lean into those positive emotions. So they've got to recognise they have a problem, they want to solve the problem, and they've got to see you, me, as the person who can help them solve it. So they've got to feel bonded enough to you and similar enough to you so that they can trust themselves and you to take action. There's a reason I don't go to a gym and look for a fitness coach who is wearing a bikini and is 20 years old and competes in, I don't know, Miss Vancouver twice a year in a bikini. I'm genuinely pleased for her. I'm 47, I've got 3 kids. You know, we're different. I want to work with show me the fitness coach who's had 3 kids, is 47 and has lost 50 pounds, because I can relate to them. We probably have a similar metabolism. We probably both like cake. Okay, so, and all of that lead creation doesn't happen just because you chase them down. It happens because of how you position yourself. Okay, so it's kind of 4 things you need to do to position yourself. The first thing you want to do is to shift from this kind of hunter mindset to a magnet mindset. So I do say at the beginning of each podcast that I am a little bit woo-woo. You can see my Buddhas and things behind me. It's not a surprise. So this is the difference between scarcity and abundance, of chasing and attraction. Really, really important. So most solopreneurs and coaches treat lead generation like a hunt, like a life and death kind of hunt. So very scarcity based, full of cortisol and adrenaline and just like, this has to work. And they're on this edge and they go out with kind of virtual spears, like chasing down potential prospects, hoping they'll agree to a call. It is exhausting. It is not attractive. It is scarcity based. And most importantly, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Instead, you need to be a magnet. You need to attract. Magnets don't chase, they pull. Magnets just stand there being magnetic. Things come to them. Okay. Now that doesn't mean you can sit on the sofa and being magnetic eating Doritos. I wish it was true. It's not. You have to take massive action. So what it means is that your presence, your content, your conversations, your offers need to attract the right people. We attract the right people by being clear about the problems that we help solve. Relevant. This wasn't 25 years ago we did this. This is recently. Value driven. There is a trust deficit. People want to know if they're going to take out their credit card with you, because coaching's not cheap. Be afraid of cheap coaches. I always tell people I am a reassuringly expensive coach. You should be reassured that it costs 6k to work with me. I'm that good, okay? Actually, you should probably be higher because I'm that good. So your potential clients should read your content and your posts or listen to your podcasts and like feel as though they were sucker punched in the gut. They should feel like you just called them out, always in a loving way for me, because life is hard enough. They should feel like you called them out and put into words exactly how they are feeling and describe the symptoms of their problem far better than they could. And that's when they reach out. And they won't reach out necessarily to say, like, here's the security card on the back of my credit card. It's like, it's not how, but buy a girl a drink. They usually reach out in some kind of message after a while to say that really resonated. Like, I've been watching you, that really resonated. Okay. So, and I get asked a lot, kind of, because I always talk to people about showing up and being you. And I get asked a lot about, can I be all of me? And my answer is yes, absolutely. If you are not the same person at work as you are at home, as you are with your friends, you probably need to go and talk to somebody. So yes, show up as all of you, because when they work with you, they will be working with all of you. And the only piece I ever kind of warn people about is just the only thing I wouldn't show is anything that is unmedicated. Okay, you know who you are. So if you've got anything that's unmedicated, probably don't want to show that. Unless, and I saw a lady yesterday, not one of my clients, but her business proposition was that she had a series of mental health diagnoses, so like some serious ones. One of them was bipolar 1, and one of the things she worked with people on is to be unmedicated on bipolar 1. Now, not recommending it, not endorsing it, but if that is your business model, show up unmedicated. So you just want to be who you are and speak to who needs you, okay? See a doctor. Okay, so that's the first one. Really, really important that you shift from hunter to magnet, from scarcity to abundance, okay? The second one, for the love of God, please, 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 stop talking about your coaching program. Stop worrying about your tagline. Stop worrying about the name of your workshop. Stop worrying about the name of your program. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Start talking about emotions and results. So one of the biggest, most frustrating things, and I used to do this all the time. I'm like an ex-smoker that used to smoke, and now I was like, oh, never touch the things. So one of the biggest mistakes I see coaches make is talking about what they do instead of the changes that happen because of what they do. So talking about what they do versus transformation, okay? Nobody is thinking, I need a coach. Nobody's waking up in the middle of the night thinking, if only I had a coach. What they do wake up thinking is, oh shit, I haven't had enough clients this month. Oh dear, I don't know where my next 5 clients are coming from. I need to figure out how to get consistent clients, or I'm going to have to go back to corporates. They might think, oh, I hate selling, there must be a better way. That's how they get you with companies that offer you leads. and appointment schedulers. Run a mile, run a mile. They might say that I'm feeling this duality, that my life looks great on paper, but I feel like such a fraud. That's a really common, some people call that imposter syndrome. They're mostly coaches that do that. But that kind of dissonance between how it looks on the outside and how it feels on the inside, really common experience, really popular. So your job to create leads is to speak to that. Not like I offer coaching packages or my framework includes XYZ. No one cares. No one cares. They care about what's in it for them. What is the change and the transformation after they work with you? So if you want to create more leads, okay, start focusing on the stories of before and after the transformation. Share stories that make people see themselves in your content. Really, really important. Okay. Number 3, you want to create more leads? Be where your clients already are. I have this conversation with my clients all the time. One of the reasons we struggle with leads is we fish in the wrong pond. Maybe your ideal clients aren't on LinkedIn. If you are B2B, on LinkedIn I think is quite difficult. You are going to have to go into the big open world. If you're B2B, you need to get emailing and in front of people as much as possible, okay? If you are, so business to business. If you are business, us to client, LinkedIn is your friend, And if your ideal clients are on Instagram, but so my ideal clients are really smart, probably former gifted children, kind of walking contradictions of highly intelligent or highly ambitious and also doubt themselves. High functioning anxiety, but more high functioning than anxious, if that makes sense. And they know that there is something bigger in them that they should be doing, and they feel this disconnect and this pull because they're not there yet. Those people aren't on Instagram. I tried, I looked, they're not there. I hated it. Those people are on LinkedIn. Okay, if your people are on LinkedIn and you're spending all your time on Instagram, that is like trying to sell a winter coat in the desert. You can have the best winter coat in the world. There's nobody there that wants it. Okay, so even if you are in the right place, if you're hiding in the corner, posting random motivational quotes on bus stops, and not actually engaging and provoking and going against the grain, saying something different, dissenting, you're missing the whole point, okay? If you want to get leads, dissent from what everybody else is saying. Okay, so lead creation happens when you show up where your people are, you provide insane value, and you make it ridiculous easy for them to see you as the obvious solution, okay? All right, step number 4. If you want more leads, you've got to make it easy for people to take action. Now, because you are so in your brains and you are so in your businesses, we assume that everybody else knows everything else about us. That we made this post one day, we sent an email one day, and it outlined our offer, it outlined our origin story, it outlined some client success stories, and I don't need to do that again because everybody knows. They are not as obsessed as you are. Unless you're one of my clients, and then I am equally obsessed with you. So it's not enough to post great content and then kind of just like leave it there. Like, what do you want me to do that with? Everybody, and I don't think this is a bad thing necessarily, everybody wants to know, with all the messages that are coming through them, you're like 60,000 messages a day. What's in it for me? The brain is filtering, and why? What does this matter? So if you just kind of stick it out there with no kind of what's in it for me, what do you want me to do with this? It will just get washed in the ether, okay? So that is different too. You don't need to beg. You don't need to keep telling people to book a call. They won't. Nobody books a call because you keep telling them to. They book a call because they resonate with you, they're in pain, they want to solve their pain, they think you might be able to help them. Okay, so you don't need to beg, but you do need to guide. You want to make sure you end your posts, your videos and conversations with a next step. And these next steps need to be really, really low barrier, because most people aren't ready to jump on a call. And it's actually quite hard on my profile to find my book a call link. You can't, because I don't want to take a call with anybody. I'm sure you're lovely. I don't want to get on the call with you. Who do I want to get on a call with? I want to get on a call with somebody who's really ambitious, who's really smart, who desperately wants to be a coach, knows they've got the goods, but it just hasn't happened, or they want it to happen really quickly. I want to talk to you, okay? I want to talk to those people. So instead of telling people to jump on a call, try, if you loved this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, reply to this email, and do something that fits with your personality. I'm quite frivolous. So one of the things I say is reply to this email and tell me what you would change in your business if you had a magic wand. Now that's going to put half the people off. That's what I'm trying to do. That. I want people who get excited about, if I had a magic wand, I'd change this. Those are my people. You don't like that hook? You are not my people. There's lots of other dual coaches. Go to them. Okay. If you want to hit consistent 5k months starting from scratch, join my free masterclass. Details in the comments. Okay. People are busy. People are really, really busy. Tell them what to do next, or they will scroll straight past. All right. So if you take nothing else from this episode, you don't find leads, you create them. You don't find leads, you create them. So if you don't have enough, start creating them. Show up more, be you more, talk about the problems you solve more, give away value more, insane value. Help people to solve a small but powerful, painful problem for free. Getting more leads isn't about running around looking for them, okay? It is about making it inevitable through the massive action you take for the right people to see you and say yes. Okay? All right, that's it for this week. If this episode helped, DM me on LinkedIn and let me know. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And remember, you might be going solo, but you are not alone. I got you. See you next time.